Hello everyone, welcome to Wave Hill. My name is Brian Bradley and I'm a Falconer and educator from the Mid-Hudson Valley in New York State, and I come down to Wave Hill on an annual basis for their fall festival called Wings Over Wave Hill. So for those of you who haven't been able to join us in person, we're doing a little bit of a video presentation for you today, and each segment will introduce you to a new bird. And today's bird is our spectacled owl. Now, this is a rather unusual looking bird to those of you who are familiar with our local or native birds of prey. This is not a bird you're going to see out there flying around in our environment. Spectacled owls are native to the jungles, the rainforest of South America. This bird was bred in captivity, so it didn't come from the wild. It was bred in captivity right here in New York State. And you'll hear her making a rather unusual noise. She did that right on cue. I didn't train her to do that. I wish I could, but she just decided to do that on her own. When people think of owls, they often think of owls making a hooting sound. They are capable of making an incredible variety of sounds in reality. They can screech and scream and whistle and bark like a dog and laugh like a person. You ever hear strange sounds coming out of the forest at night? You'd be surprised at how many of those sounds are made by owls. And she makes a very unique noise. You might even be able to hear off camera some of the other birds chiming in. They're all waiting their turn to come out here and entertain. And she's a fairly large, powerful bird. She's a mid-sized owl, but you might be able to see the size of those feet and those talons. That allows her to catch larger prey. Keep in mind, all birds of prey are opportunists. They will catch anything they can to survive. However, they do tend to focus on certain types of prey in certain areas, and that prey would always be based on size. A bird is limited in what it can catch only by its own size and strength and speed, and how common that prey might be in their natural habitat. This bird's called a spectacled owl, by the way, because of the look of the bird's face. If she happens to look straight at you, which of course she will not do at the moment. She's telling me she wants a little treat because she's nibbling on the glove. But if she happens to look upward, you'll see that she has a rather unusual looking face. Dark circles of feathers around the eyes. Those feathers are actually thousands of tiny feathers in layers designed to help the owl hear better. And her mask of feathers is dark in color. So, surrounded by a border of lighter feathers, it can look a little bit like she's wearing a big pair of goggles or glasses, hence the name spectacled owl. So you can see her staring down at the glove and occasionally reaching down to nibble on the glove, and that's her way of telling me that she's hungry. So she knows that when we come out here to do a program or a presentation, she's often flown for a little exercise, and then she gets a reward or a treat. So I'm going to give her a little piece of raw beef, which I have in my bare hand, and I'll just reach up and touch her toe and present it to her, and you'll see her take that and swallow it down. Like a piece of peanut butter, it was stuck to her beak there for a moment. Have another little piece. Now I'm feeding her some store-bought beef, which is fine as a little reward or a training treat. But on a daily basis, the birds need whole foods to survive. In other words, meat alone is not nutritionally complete. In the wild, when a bird like this catches, say, a rodent, for example, if it's small enough, the bird will just swallow it whole. If it's larger prey, it'll use that sharp hook beak to tear the prey apart and eat it piece by piece, bite by bite. Now keep in mind, when they're eating that whole food, that whole animal, they're getting something from every part of the meal. For example, protein from the meat, calcium from the bones, vitamins and minerals from all the internal organs, and even the fur or the feather of the prey serves a purpose. It gives them roughage in their diet, almost like fiber in our diet. It forms what's called a pellet. Anything they can't digest, like bone and fur and feather, becomes a ball in their stomach, a little pellet, and they will actually cough that up normally the following day after a large meal. And it kind of acts as a Q-tip or a bandage that cleans out their system as they cough it up. So they're very efficient when they eat. But today she's just getting the tastiest pieces of steak. So thank you for joining us today at Wave Hill for our bird segment of the day and meeting our spectacled owl. And please join us again for our next segment. Thank you very much.